Okay, guys, welcome to the Wallcast, returning after a little bit of a hiatus. A lot of stuff has actually happened. It's just Matthew, Sam, and I. So the store obviously is closed partly due into the coronavirus and COVID and all the other things that are very public and known at this point, but just didn't really work out the actual gigantic store that we had. So we downsized and we're going to be just pretty much going online. We're going to be doing stuff through our Facebook, through our social media. Our podcast is still going to be running. We all kind of needed a break after closing the store and moving all of the stuff that we had accumulated.
All of the stuff.
Which I feel like I feel like the store at one point in time looked like the warehouse in Indiana Jones, where you walk through it, where they store the Ark of the Covenant, and you walk through it and it just goes on forever.
That, but it's infinite.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
but it just
the back room definitely looked like it.
Yes.
Though. Yeah, 100%.
So
behind the scenes.
We are no longer physical.
We don't have a form.
We have lost our physical being.
We've ascended.
Become ethereal.
We've ascended.
To our audio listeners, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, we are completely.
We are actually just comprised of just sound.
Yeah.
Energy.
Yep.
We are one MP3 file, and that is all.
Oh my God. So make sure the social media, everything's going to be active going forward, pretty much from this weekend on. New stuff. I have tons of new stuff, tons of old stuff. We've been still buying collections and we're still going to be involved in the community, and if we're ever able to do events or anything like that ever again, as far as pop culture wise, we will be involved in the area. So, make sure that you keep in touch with us on our social media. We're still actively responding to people and actively going through it. We haven't posted in a while, pretty much since the store is closed. But make sure to check out, we're not going to be running a typical website. We'll just be running our eBay store. So that'll be posted up on there as soon as we're kind of reorganizing everything for the store. So
our thesaurus are still packed up right now.
Yes.
So
yep, my dictionary's lost.
Yep.
So the store is still running technically with just no physical form. We're still shipping locally. We're still buying collections, meeting people. We're going to people's houses and garages and warehouses and basements.
And oh my.
Okay.
So
by planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yes.
Yep.
We've been in the Saw basement a few times looking at collections.
Definitely a couple of times. Definitely. I saw a tricycle go by. I was very scared.
So we actually have a lot of new stuff that's going to be on the social media and on the store as well, which I'm excited about. Stuff that we literally could not find or get since we've opened. So be sure to look out for that. And so, yeah, we're going to continue with the podcast and everything. Small one today, hopefully working out. Once we're fully set up in our new fashion, we'll have more people on the podcast and we'll take off from there. So, but this is just pretty much give you guys an update on the store and everything in pop culture, because I know it's been kind of nuts the past week or so.
And possibly this might be the last podcast from here, at least. Probably not. Who knows?
Yeah, there are other things in the works going forward, so make sure you keep up to date. We might be in a different location next week.
That's like the perfect amount of being a tease.
So yeah, there's still big stuff happening and stuff like that. We're trying to work with COVID because it doesn't care about any of us.
No, because it doesn't want to work with anyone else.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Corona,
I'm fine with World War Z if that wants to happen, but like this COVID, I'm not fine with.
World War Z were to actually happen, I would want to be.
I'm fully here for a zombie apocalypse.
I would want to be like a military squad that was stuck in Central Times Square. I want to be blaring Led Zeppelin and mowing down hordes.
I'm completely fine with a zombie apocalypse, but this weird thing that's happening now, I'm not about.
Yeah.
So until we get to zombie apocalypse, this is where you'll see me. This is where you'll see me. I'll just be in my ethereal form online.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I actually just cut the video feed, so it is just an ethereal form.
So anyways, I think we should just jump right into pop culture. So
Yeah. So
what do you want to talk about first?
The ocean.
okay, this is gonna be like a big DC episode, I think, because I just watched the DC Universe Harley Quinn show, and we do also have DC FanDome.
Not to mention, there's really not much going on in Marvel. Like Marvel's pretty much announced a bunch of stuff, but
Well, there's their thing, like they haven't done, a fucking huge conference announcing the future of their fucking company.
well, I feel like Marvel doesn't need to at this point. Where DC.
Well, I mean, they do that. They do it at like fucking D23, but that already happened.
But I'm saying DC needs to be doing that because DC is pretty much circling the toilet.
Well, I definitely think DC.
Well, they have a lot of new shit happening right now,
Yeah.
or remakes of old shit.
Yeah, because I mean, between.
I think it's a big bluff.
It could be, but I mean, between you have the Snyder Cut, you have the Suicide Squad game, you have the new Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad movie.
You have the new Batman game.
The Batman movie.
I say the Batman movie, but I feel like there's one. Oh, Wonder Woman, yeah.
Actually, you know what?
I forgot what movie.
Speaking of that, I'm going to save it. I just found the perfect comparison to Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne.
I don't.
You'll actually
Boy, I can't wait to
Sam,
hear
this
that
one's
one.
actually not that bad, and you might actually like this analogy.
It's not that bad. Oh, boy.
Well, do you want to should we start with the Batman then? We can
Yeah,
start with
let's
the
start with
Batman.
I'm going to be negative, so go ahead.
I just think it
I think it looks great.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I'm
I'm excited
interested.
for it, and I'll give anybody a shot at being Batman. Because again, like if we suffer through,
I think it looks fucking great. It's a fucking like detective ass looking film. The logo's hot. Robert Pattinson's hot.
I don't
Everything
know.
about this movie hot.
The one thing I'm not on board with is I feel like it's another fucking origin story of Batman.
I think it's gonna be more like.
I didn't get that vibe.
I know
he's
that-
young. He's like they don't really
Yeah.
show Alfred. They show him like the Batmobile is kind of like pieced together. Like
There's a lot of rumors too going around that what's his name? Not Christian Bale. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck is supposed to be returning too as Batman for a future movie. So
Yeah.
what I think they're doing with this movie.
Well, didn't they literally say it's like a separate thing?
Yes, exactly. I think they're doing exactly what they did with Joker, where it's going to be like a separate canonical universe, but it's just going to be telling a
do
Batman
you think there's going to
story.
be a dead hour and a half like in the Joker movie in Batman?
The Joker movie was fucking good. Moving on. We've had a lot of Joker 2019 discourse on this podcast, and I feel like we've beaten that horse.
I'll actually say I think Robert Pattinson looks like again. I think he would have been perfect as Batman Beyond, but I
Terry
think
McGinnis,
yeah, as Terry McGinnis. But I mean, I think he does pull it off. He still looks kind of like I love the fight scene with the Joker.
Oh, where he's just beating the shit out of them,
but that
like
again,
relentlessly.
but that again shows to you that it's an origin because he's literally proving a point. Like when they show the other Jokers, they're like looking like him like frightful, and like he's proving a point.
I mean, even if it is like.
A lot of people shit all over.
As long as I don't have to watch Martha and Thomas die again,
I'll put money
I
on it right
don't
now.
care.
I'll bet $50 right now.
I'm
That's
sure they will.
Yes.
But like,
I mean, I kind of get the vibe that it'll be like a brief glossed over type of thing.
kind of like what they did with Joker, but like,
Yeah.
still, you don't need to say it. Like, you don't
Yeah.
What we all know.
I think they
Batman's
should just-
bad.
I
Or
think
you know what I think they might do? You know how in like Birds of Prey, how they did like a really like kind of sped up rundown of her general vibe and then they just dived right in? I kind of think that's what will happen here. It's the first act is going to be a really sped up origin.
Get a full DC full length movie on just Thomas and Martha dying over and over again.
Yeah,
A full
just keep,
2.5 hours. And
it's a
just
multiverse.
Yeah, it's a multiverse.
Spider-Man,
where
it's a
all the different
Spider-Verse-esque
actors
film.
dying.
I
Yeah,
think
you
it might
just-
be a really good opportunity to do like I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna keep doing these like separate universe movies, I don't know why they're telling such normal tales for these characters. Like
Yeah.
for Batman, for example, why do a separate canonical universe movie if you're not gonna do something different?
I mean, aren't they? Isn't it supposed to be something different? Like, isn't it like
You don't know.
Is it really?
investigator type shit?
Yeah, but that's still.
I
at
mean,
the
you're
end of
right.
the day,
I would
Batman.
actually, I'd really like to see
Like-
Tim Burton come back.
No, I don't mean anything like that. I mean like elsewhere or Elseworld kind
I
of
don't
stuff.
disagree. I mean, I've been saying it for years. Like both DC and Marvel both have access to one of the largest pop culture marketplaces / following, which is horror genre.
Yeah.
And they just refuse to do any part of it.
Well, not even horror, but like
New Mutants finally coming out.
like for Red Sun Superman. Could you imagine if they made that a live action movie?
but
Or
I was
Speeding Bullet, which is really cool.
I was
too.
thinking along the lines of like doing something maybe like the Spectre or something like that for DC, or like Monsters Unleashed.
I think
like
if
that
there
would
was
be
like,
awesome.
like
I am like hoping that now that like the Joker did like really well, that'll kind of happen. Because I kind of
that was
like-
my thing. Like when they did Logan originally, when
Mhm.
Marvel went through and made Logan, I thought they were gonna be like, oh wow, they're gonna be taking a bunch of like short stories and like short event runs.
yeah, and then they just
and they're
fucking
movies. No,
abandoned that.
shit.
I mean, and that
So I'm
wasn't
hoping
even.
DC follows that more.
Logan
because
was a good movie, but the
Yeah.
storyline and all of it was fucking
completely different than
trash.
Old Man Logan. But to be fair, it only wanted to do aspects
Listen
of Old
to me.
Man Logan.
We went
That
over.
was
I think we
known-
went over this on the last podcast. I recently rewatched every single. Well, I rewatched every single Marvel movie, but specifically, in point, I rewatched all the X-Men movies. And on a whole, the X-Men movies should have never been made.
Could you really consider Logan an X-Men movie?
I mean, I consider it to be garbage, which is all the
garbage.
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 All
That movie.
all. It's an enjoyable movie. They're entertaining.
Then
cool
it's
to
not
watch-
garbage.
It's cool to
So
watch
you agree
Halle
it's not
Berry-
garbage.
It's cool to watch Halle Berry be Storm. It's cool to watch Hugh Jackman half naked in a pool screaming. It's all like the action
Okay, so
good,
so
but the
so
action
Frank.
storylines are garbage.
Okay, but if it's garbage, you can't say it's garbage and then list all the cool things about that film.
Well, I'm saying there are cool things, but if
the
I can,
like the aspects of the movie, it has good I mean, that's the same thing with
Yeah.
all the X-Men movies do certain
like Thor
things cool.
Ragnarok, like I love theatrically the entertaining part of that movie. I love the immigrant song playing. I love seeing like the theatrical versions. I love that part. I love those scenes.
But I hate
But
the
the
fact
actual-
that that's going to be our representation of Planet Hulk.
That
Like that is
the actual
really what bothers
storyline.
me
It's
about
like taking
Ragnarok.
Shakespeare and fucking. It's you know what it's like. It's like
Shakespeare.
It's like taking a Shakespearean movie that's written specifically in a specific way, and that's all you've had for so long, for the past 60, 80, 100 years, and all of a sudden you make a film about it and you animate it and make it with Disney.
So you mean the
Thor
past
Ragnarok is
80
based
Disney
in
movies
Shakespeare?
They made. What do you mean?
I'm trying to think of.
Let's watch all of the live
What's the-
action versions of fucking Beauty and the Beast or Snow White, because those are all so very faithful to the original stories.
I mean, The Lion
Mhm.
King wasn't bad, but it was kind of not great either.
I heard the Lion King live action was actually pretty bad, to be honest.
Yeah,
I also heard it was bad because it makes no sense. We talked about the live action Lion King.
Yeah, it doesn't. It didn't
Just
really.
use real lions.
It just.
I know, that's my whole thing. Just make a fucking National Geographic doc.
But anyways, back to Batman.
Back to Batman.
I think on a whole, the Penguin looks. I agree. The Penguin looks like ass.
I mean, the Penguin always looks like
I don't agree with people shitting all over Commissioner Gordon at all. I mean, a lot of people, yeah. So the guy playing Commissioner Gordon is the guy from Westworld. I always forget his name. He plays Bernard
Yeah.
in Westworld, who I think is a fucking spectacular actor.
Why are people shitting on him?
I think it's a race thing. Like, people are like,
Ugh.
Commissioner Gordon's always been like an old white dude. Or
I fucking hate people.
Yeah, so do I. He's like, that's something that I think he brings like a great aspect to the role.
Well, my thing is like,
Plus, he pretty much played a butler in Westworld, and he was amazing.
well, my thing is too is like, I feel like it's less empowering to take existing characters and just swap them pretty much for the sake of doing that.
No, I think that if they interviewed 10 people to be the new Commissioner Gordon, and he had the best interview and the best, I can't think of what they call it in
Audition.
the best audition or the best casting, then he should get it, whether he's fucking whatever he looks like.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure like they went in.
Frank, that is like the
This
most
Commissioner
progressive
Gordon-
thing you've ever said.
This is,
What?
I said that's the most progressive thing you've ever said.
but I'm sure they also went in when they were casting. When
No,
they
I don't
said,
think
this
they-
is Commissioner Gordon. This is who we're looking for. Like, I'm sure they probably
No, I
were
think they-
selected in that.
No,
nature,
I think
but-
they just more along the lines just look. They wanted some. I think this movie is striving to be very different from the normal Batman movie.
Yeah.
They wanted to go as drastically different, which I think that's a good call. Even like Samuel L. Jackson being Nick Fury. Like, not a lot of people know this, but in the comics, Nick Fury's not black.
Well,
In
yes
the
and
Ultimate
no,
series,
yes.
yes, but I'm saying in the typical comics, like when I was a kid, reading comic books, Nick Fury was a white dude.
Nick Fury, Howling Commando.
It's just the same thing. Like Nick Fury never lost his eye. Like you never knew how Nick Fury lost his eye. He didn't get his eye scratched up by a fucking cat in that garbage movie Captain Marvel.
Okay, listen.
Because that movie is absolute ass.
All right, so back to DC.
By comparison to Batman, is he literally when he's Bruce Wayne at the ending part of the theatrical trailer when he's got his hair down and the makeup on, he literally looks like the Crow.
Anyway, segueing into the next.
You know what's so you know what I think is interesting about all of these DC FanDome things is how all of them are saying only in theaters. I think that is a real bold choice.
Bold move.
That is a bold move.
Let's see how it plays out.
Well, especially when they have fucking deals with HBO Max, like the Snyder Cut's going on there. Fucking put all of them on there. I mean, you could fucking make them cost more. Like, I don't fucking know. But being only in theaters is a dumbass move because we are not going to have movie theaters for a hot fucking minute.
That's what I mean. From a business standpoint, you got to remember from a business standpoint, they're looking at like, if we announce all these new movies and we say, hey, fuck movie theaters that are going to be on Netflix, they're going to be on HBO Max, they're going to be on Hulu. Movie theaters just might as well not even reopen. Like they just chalk it up. No more movie theaters ever again. See you later.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like they're going to be opening for. I really don't think they're going to open in 2021. Just so to say, the Batman trailer just being question marks.
There was some state somewhere somehow that they allowed movie theaters to open, and some guy like went to the movie theaters and like went to go see movies. And obviously they're not playing new movies or they're playing newer stuff from like 2019 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he literally took like pictures like there's nobody there. There's no customers.
Well, see, my thing is like,
well, because if you can't go see a new movie.
Which is honestly shocking because I feel like with the way that most people are feeling about this, they'd just be there without masks, kissing each other, kissing strangers in the lobby.
Just fucking, probably. But I like the move of the Batman trailer for its release date to just be like question mark.
Yeah, I actually like I like the whole graphic. I like that whole thing that they did.
Graphic design is my literal passion, and I love all of the marketing materials for the Batman.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Like, I mean, movie theaters opening actually kind of makes more sense, even than like gyms, because like.
It makes significantly more sense than gyms, and I don't want to like talk about the politics of the coronavirus, but it makes no sense to me why you can't open a movie theater, but you can open gyms. And this also reminds me I need to cancel my Planet Fitness membership because I'm not fucking going there in a pandemic.
Now, aren't they?
They are open now.
Yeah, actually, you go there and you can wear your mask. You can run on a treadmill. And
it's not even that. Like, I don't care.
Social distance.
I'm going to get a mask that looks like Bane's mask.
It's not even like the mask is an issue. It's just so many people touch those machines. And that was already disgusting.
Yes.
And now there's a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? I've been working at home for 6 fucking months. Why the fuck would I go back?
But anyway, segueing into the next Batman thing, they also released the trailer for the new Batman game, which is Gotham Knights, which
doesn't I don't know. No,
I feel like it's too early to say like how that's gonna go.
It's just a trailer, so I mean, it's a cinematic trailer. So of course, you're not getting gameplay, you're not getting aspects of the game. You know
what I'm not a big fan of?
Pre-rendered cutscenes for trailers.
No, but they've done this a lot. So like, I'm not a fan with creating characters just for the sake of making them similar or like Batman. Like, where you can literally make a video game where Batman's dead and there's just 18 other Batman people, like Nightwing, and I'm just not a big fan. I know, but I'm just saying about that. I'm just not a fan of seeing Batwing and Bat Knight and Bat Blob and Black Bat John. Whatever. Bat John. Whatever. They might as well get to that point. There's fucking 80 different versions of Batman.
I'm not about that point. I'm more upset about the fact that after the past couple of Arkham games, a lot of people were really kind of let down. And I think to then say
Nightfall, whatever.
Nightfall. I think for them to go from those past couple of games that have been really kind of lackluster in a lot of people's eyes, well, we're going to do something drastically different. We're going to not involve Batman.
We're going to kill Batman.
In a Batman title.
In a Batman game, in a Batman title. We're gonna
So
kill
speaking-
Batman.
Logistically, it just doesn't really make too
He's
much
probably
sense to me.
honestly not that. It's probably following
It's
the line.
probably, yeah, it's gonna be like Batman Beyond. He's gonna be secretly
You know, it's not gonna be
crippled
It's not
and-
gonna be Batman Beyond. It's gonna be similar. They just did the animated movie about it. It's is it Son of Batman, where it's right before Dick takes over the mantle, and Batman just is he's kidnapped in that. But there's different. Batman goes on a hiatus, whatever it is. But eventually he'll come back because they're useless without him. So.
I mean, like, I don't really dislike any of the characters.
I can't stand. There's many of them that I don't like. I think Tim Drake is garbage.
I always like
Tim Drake is garbage.
I know a lot of people hate Tim Drake.
I think Batgirl with her selfie stick and garbage is bullshit. Can't stand her.
Barbara Gordon.
I don't.
I like Batgirl. I stand Batgirl.
Babs is a good character.
I like Bat.
Yeah.
Especially in the Harley Quinn show.
See, I like
In the Harley
Batgirl.
Quinn show, she's so fucking good.
Like
I also love Gordon in the Harley Quinn show.
He was so jazzed about the Batgirl reveal in the Harley Quinn show. Which, spoiler alert for the Harley Quinn show, Batgirl's fucking in it.
Yeah.
I liked Batgirl, like early Batgirl. This new Batgirl, the tween Batgirl, no thanks.
I can't believe you are being a literal boomer and you're like, I hate the youth with their smartphones.
That is where I will be a boomer. Yes, when it comes to Batgirl.
How many like I wasn't really paying attention to comics at the time, like for the New 52 Batgirl. How many people do you think were absolutely furious when that #1 came out and she's literally got a cell phone taking a selfie?
Well, I'm sure so many people were mad.
I want to say something. I want
You know
to
what?
say so
That
bad.
that was like pre like me being into this shit on Twitter, and thank God. I can't even imagine the discourse.
Oh yeah, I know.
But yeah.
There's also the along with new games too. There's also the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad killed
I
Justice League.
didn't even
That
see the
looks
trailer.
kind of
for that.
fun.
I didn't even see.
I think that looks good.
Yeah, it looks because I mean
The whole concept I think is fun.
Yeah, I think like from the dynamics everything, it's a lot easier to do in the voice acting medium and animation medium than in an acting medium comparative to Suicide Squad the movie, where having character chemistry and stuff like that is much more impactful than a game.
Although I will say the new one does look like the behind the scenes video looked exciting as fuck.
Do you fight chocolate pudding monsters in that game too?
Probably. How excited are you for Peacemaker? By the way, John Cena playing Peacemaker.
Fuck yeah. You know what I'm excited about?
As
Harley
well-
Quinn to wear a costume that makes fucking sense.
That first of all, that's already completely out of line with the comics, and I
Don't care. I don't care. I'm excited about the new outfit because it makes significantly more sense than it did in the last one.
I'm not excited about John Cena to answer.
I'm excited. I think it'll be fucking fun.
John Cena, John T.
Also, the behind the scenes video actually looked pretty fucking good. Like, I mean, granted, they were showing me all explosions. I don't know how you make that not look good, but
I mean, it's James Gunn. Like,
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy movie was
Also, he was so fucking shady in that behind the scenes video. He was like, "This is the biggest project I've ever worked on," and I was like, "Way to shade Scooby-Doo."
Oh God.
When do you think they're going to incorporate Scooby-Doo in the live-action movies?
They just need
Put Scooby-Doo in the DC universe, you coward.
He is in the DC universe.
You know what I think would be the best?
In the
play
cinematic one.
Well, yeah, I was going to say for cinematic. You know what I think the best play for both Scooby-Doo and DC would be right now? Is to make a live-action Scooby-Doo and the Apocalypse movie.
God, I got a fucking pitch for you.
I think that would be fucking fantastic.
I agree.
I mean, is it wrong of me to say that, like, not to get off the subject of DC, but I'm virtually not excited for almost anything that Marvel is doing? Literally, zero excitement.
If WandaVision ever comes out, I'm hype about that.
If anything ever comes out, I'll get excited, but...
You know what? Whoever puts out a movie first is the movie I will be the most excited about.
I agree.
No, because
100%.
if it's Captain Marvel 2, I'm going to literally go to the theater and lick all the seats and hope I do.
There's no scenario where that comes out before the fucking Snyder cut.
Yeah. Well, there's absolutely no scenario that Captain Marvel 2 comes out before any other Marvel movie.
Any other
There's
yeah.
even gonna be a Captain Marvel 2 makes me want to vomit in my mouth.
I mean, I'm sure.
You know you can just like not see it.
Actually,
Wait, what? That's an option.
No, but Sam, you'll miss the ending cutscenes where they'll show you important things about the next 16 movies they're coming out.
Yeah, like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, you definitely won't be able to pull it up on YouTube 2 seconds after the movie comes out.
Captain Marvel 1's reveal, I don't even remember. What was that?
I don't remember what that credit scene was.
Ronan, wasn't it? No, it wasn't Ronan. Who knows what it was? That movie, I blocked that.
Comment down below what the credit scene was of that film, because we're not going to remember to look
I
it up.
literally blocked that movie out of my
I haven't seen it.
It's not good.
I legitimately still haven't
It's
seen it.
really
Matt, you're out of the three of us, I feel like you'll be the one who can watch it the most objectively. So
Yeah, I also just don't really care about it.
I mean, I don't either. I don't really know that much about Captain Marvel to begin with. Like, I mean, I know the history and stuff like that, but like, I never read Captain Marvel comics. I don't like Captain Marvel as a character.
I don't like Carol Danvers.
I don't either
that much.
I mean,
I liked her decently.
I don't like any of the Captain
I
Marvel.
kind of liked her as Miss Marvel before like she had all of her fucking memories come back and all that.
Besides,
shit, but, oh, your internet connection is unstable. Terrific. That's just
whose? Yours?
apparently Zoom says so.
There's only
Well,
one Captain Marvel.
I can still like. You guys seem fine to me. So
I too am a fan.
There's
of
only one
Captain Marvel, but
There's only one Captain Marvel on Shazam.
Yeah, Kamala Khan.
Garbage. Is she running for vice president?
Well, first of all, that's Miss Marvel. Second of
Since
all,
she's running for vice president. First of all, she's not running for vice president. She gets to skip in if the president wins.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else is there. So there was. We talked about the Snyder cut yet? I feel like we didn't talk
That trailer actually looks. We didn't talk about that. We kept bringing it up, but we didn't like delve. It actually looks really good. The trailer looks insane.
I definitely did not watch the trailer moments ago.
Well, it had to be fresh in the brain.
I mean,
Correct,
I mean, from start to finish, I think it looks like a completely and utterly different movie, which I'm excited for.
Yeah.
When they first,
it was gonna be like 3.5 hours.
No, I think
It's gonna be 4, and it's gonna come out in one. You can.
I'm here for
split.
all day.
It's gonna split into 1 hour parts, so you can watch it as a miniseries if you want to, or you can watch it all the way through.
That's interesting.
Which lit. I'm gonna watch it all
I
the way
think that's
through.
probably the better option to do, especially for a
just
4-hour long.
It just goes to show
Especially
you that all
because,
these comic book fans are new to pop culture. They're not used to things like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Well, a lot of Snyder Cut people wanted a miniseries.
That's also implying that I haven't fallen asleep during a Lord of the Rings movie, because
And most people I know have.
yeah. I mean,
Well,
it's
yeah.
not possible to
I mean, I can recite them.
I mean, the worst part about this is that I'm gonna have to rewatch Justice League to like fucking point out the differences now. I'm gonna have to rewatch that so I can remember what that was.
Side by side.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I actually get 2 monitors.
I did rewatch all the DC movies as well. And
I'm also.
those
sorry.
are also not great either, to be honest.
I mean, that's kind of like DC's big critique.
And you know what? I'm sorry. I'll say it. I'll shit right on the Christopher Nolan trilogy.
That's a hot fucking take.
I will shit right on it.
That's a hot take, and I disagree.
I'm gonna sum it up for you very shortly, Sam.
Please, shortly.
Bane is terrible. Bane is terrible. Bane is terrible. Christian Bale as Batman is terrible. He literally looks like a rock'em sock'em robot. He looks like he's literally like, I don't know, like he's duct taped into that suit. He can't even move or walk or run or do anything. His voice, I don't even know what his voice sounds like. His voice sounds like he's calling for ransom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say lately, I feel like the movies have been good. Like
The best part about the Nolan trilogy
Birds of Prey
is too.
I was gonna say Heath Ledger's the way he portrayed his Joker.
Well, yeah, everyone agrees about
Joker
that.
to begin with,
Batman Begins, like a 7.
Everyone likes the second one the best.
Yeah.
Dark Knight, I'd say like 8.5 maybe.
No.
And that's strictly pretty much just on Heath Ledger's credit. And then Dark Knight Rises, I'd say is like a 6.5 or so, personally. But I don't think they're
I was
bad.
wounded by the darkness.
I haven't watched those in a hot fucking
It's
minute.
nothing but blinding.
I haven't watched those in fucking forever.
Like, they're all decent to good movies. I wouldn't say like a lot of people hail the Nolan trilogy as being.
Yeah, they really do. Don't let film Twitter fucking see this.
Yeah, I'm all right. But, I mean, even... I feel like film people hate the Dark Knight trilogy.
I will go toe-to-toe with anybody arguing about the Dark Knight trilogy.
I think...
Come for Frank specifically. Frank's ats are in the bio. Like, DM him.
The Dark Knight trilogies are not great. They're not, I mean, they're not great.
2, 1, 3. I think 3 is the worst, personally.
I completely agree with your ranking.
Yeah. Because, like, 2, I mean, you have to give 2 the best. Because, again...
I think
2's obviously the best.
I think the acting swap because Tom Cruise locked Katie Holmes in the basement was insane.
Not to, that's right, I forgot. I always forget that Tom Cruise was...
Yeah.
Katie Holmes was under house arrest when, they called her.
I always forget that.
Also, what Maggie Gyllenhaal literally looks like a foot. Like, she looks horrific. She's got to be one of the ugliest women on the planet.
Oh my god.
Terrible.
I can't wait for Jake Gyllenhaal to fly over here and beat the fucking piss out of you.
I wish I had my fucking cardboard cutout.
Oh my god.
Like, here he is. If anyone was curious where that ended up,
Stereo costume and just start fucking swinging.
If anyone wanted the store update on where the Jake Gyllenhaal cardboard cutout of him as Mysterio ended up, it's in my fucking apartment.
Oh my god.
I will be charging for visitation if anyone would like to see him.
Let me think.
How did we even get here? We were on the Snyder Cut, weren't we?
I was just shitting on the.
We were on the Snyder Cut, and we ended up with my Jake Gyllenhaal.
Movie looks good. I'm excited for Green Lantern.
I really have like nothing else.
I really
to
hope
say
it's
about
Ryan
that.
Reynolds.
I want to see who they cast as Martian Manhunter.
Fingers crossed for Ryan Reynolds. Also, fingers crossed for Idris Elba as Martian Manhunter.
That would be sick.
If they waste they wait. Is that official? That's proven. That's official.
What?
He's in Suicide Squad.
Who?
Well, I don't know if
he's Deadshot.
I don't know if he actually is number 1, but number 2, I don't know how his contract with Marvel works because Marvel's usually pretty strict about their contracts.
Done with Marvel because his character's dead. His character's dead. They even said that. No, they even said they literally in one of the conferences it was either Idris Elba or Feige himself that was like, why would we bring back Heimdall? What's his purpose in bringing him back?
It'd be fucking neat. What do you mean? To manage the Bifrost.
First of all, I also think that using him as Heimdall was a complete waste of his talent. Not that he played that bad, and I love Heimdall in the movies. One of my favorite characters. But he would have been much cooler they could have picked him for a much cooler character. I think he would have been really cool as a villainous character, to be honest. Plus, after watching him in The Office, he is more of a villain anyway.
Yeah, but then you watch Dark Tower, and he's such a good guy.
I rewatched that movie too. That movie's not as bad. I want more of The Dark Tower.
The movie's decent, but I mean, I personally have never read any of the books, so I can't hold it.
Yeah.
I read the first book, and don't get me wrong, it doesn't follow the books at all.
I honestly don't like.
But again, you know what? I'll use everyone's counter argument for me. It's a book. It shouldn't be the same.
You're not wrong.
There you go. Very wrong.
There you go.
Very fucking wrong.
No.
Very fucking wrong.
I
anyway
changed my opinion on that much more. But
I can go see it objectively as like, this is the book, this is the movie. But if I'm going to see The Hobbit, I want to see the fucking Hobbit that I read as a kid into a movie.
I'm still very.
The Hobbit movie's fucking awful.
If you are naming it after a specific story or a specific segment in something, then it should follow that.
That's like I'm gonna make.
It doesn't have to follow it page for page for page, but it should have a very at least.
You should have made the movies.
That's fine. I'm gonna make lasagna and just hand you a bunch of potato or a bunch of fries covered in ketchup and call it lasagna. That's the same difference. It may taste good, and you may be the best fries you've ever had. And it may look good, but it's not fucking lasagna.
Well, that's the same thing. Like that's always been my thing when people like do like fucking riced cauliflower, like it's mashed potato. No, it's fucking cauliflower. Don't
it's mashed cauliflower. That's the thing.
It's literally a sleight of hand. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you this book that you've loved since you were a child, and then I'm gonna give you fucking Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh God! Stop.
Anyway, Snyder Cut looks good.
The fucking American Express card.
Snyder looks good. I'm impressed in general that that's happening. Just in general. hyped that it's happening. Period.
Yeah, I am too, because I hope that the Snyder Cut literally is spectacular and it makes them bring back Ben Affleck officially.
Also,
And
just fucking
Henry
give
Cavill.
me.
Because I don't. Oh, you know what?
We
talk
love
about?
Henry. We love Henry in this house.
Okay, you want to know something really shitty? So I guess Henry Cavill's life is just spiraling downhill.
I don't believe that for a moment.
Because no, let me finish. Because he's in a new series or a movie. I'm not sure which, but it's on Netflix. It's
the one with Millie Bobby Brown.
Yes. Do you know what it's about, Sam?
It's like someone isn't she like an investigator? It's like a girl that's not like other girls. Like
Much worse.
Isn't it about
much worse.
Sherlock Holmes' daughter or some shit?
No, she's Sherlock Holmes's wild sister who was raised by his mother, estranged mother, that comes back to meet him, but then he wants her to be a lady, and she escapes to become like him.
Yeah, but isn't this marketed towards like kids, Frank?
It's marketed towards whatever the fuck it is. It's
because I'm here for it, and also I kind of feel like that's a solid message.
But I feel like why use Sherlock Holmes? Like,
I don't know, because Millie Bobby Brown and fucking Henry were not enough fucking name recognition, I guess.
It's because Netflix is literally the only people producing any content, and Henry Cavill's sitting at home doing sit-ups, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to do this for?"
Actually, Henry Cavill is sitting home painting Warhammer figurines. First of all,
he is okay.
I love that.
That's another man that I love.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal, Henry Cavill.
I want more Witcher, to be honest. I'm a huge Witcher.
I never watched that. I'm sorry.
And I mean that show didn't really follow The Witcher either, but like I'm here.
That also doesn't take place. It's not The Witcher 3.
Well, the thing with like adaptations is things that work as like one.
Have you played Witcher 1 or 2? Have you read any of the books?
No, I haven't read the books, but okay, his eyes are not cat-like. That's the biggest fucking thing about the mutants. His eyes are just piss yellow. I mean, they're mutants.
I don't know much about the Witcher lore or anything like that.
Neither do I. But
I know it doesn't follow the third game. I know it's supposed
it doesn't really follow
like the in between period, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Real fucky.
I'm
here for it and I'll watch it. I hope it gets better money.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with like these adaptations is just because something works well as a video game doesn't mean that exact same thing is going to work well as a TV show. Like you have to change shit.
Well, speaking of video games, I've also watched. Have you watched the Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War?
No,
that is such a long name.
And fucking.
Remember when I said I love?
Please just keep numbering that.
Remember when I said I love the marketing of the Batman? For the polar opposites, I hate the marketing of Call of Duty.
To be fair, the trailer looked really fucked. Both trailers.
No, the trailer looked good. It's just a long name.
The trailer that dropped announced the game had me very kind of interested in it, at least on the story side. The second trailer that just dropped has me much more interested because my thing with Call of Duty, I mean, most of the times the campaigns have actually been really good stories. Like, ever since, I mean, the earlier Call of Duties were just kind of like, generic war games. But Call of Duty World at War was kind of where you first saw that divulsion into a separate storyline following these characters. And then they did Black Ops 1, and then they brought some of the characters from World at War to Black Ops 1. And then Black Ops 2, they did the same thing. And then you get into Black Ops 3 and nothing matters past that, pretty much. And then Black Ops 4 didn't even have a fucking campaign. So, like,
who needs that?
Like Cold War, it does look really interesting. I'm mad that I have to see a CGI rendered version of fucking, oh my god, what's his name? Fucking Ronald Reagan. Because I don't ever want to see Ronald Reagan in any medium.
Yeah, but I keep seeing him.
Yeah, but he keeps showing up in my dreams, telling me about
hate him.
Fucking trickle-down economics and how we have to
war on drugs.
Protect ourselves from space. But
trickle-down economics, known to work.
Yeah. It still looks really good. Even more so tying in now to that whole history and kind of going back to the past, especially in the 60s. Have you watched Umbrella Academy Season 2 yet?
Oh, actually, I don't.
I almost forgot to talk about that until I started talking about
I didn't. I haven't watched Umbrella Academy yet.
Oh, at
Shame
all?
on you, Sam.
Period.
Well, first of all, you should definitely check it out.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like I would like it.
yeah,
Also,
I definitely think you would definitely.
it's by my boy Gerard.
Exactly. And then I would also recommend reading the books, although the books are very much different than the comics. Like
Yeah, I mean,
2 different worlds almost, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, the
Yeah.
comics are, sorry, the show is very much different than the comics. The show has some of the same plot lines.
hmm
That's about it. Like the
yeah.
comparative to the show are very.
I was literally like earlier today was like I should start Umbrella Academy, and I feel like it'll happen.
Season 2, really good, and I'm super excited for season 3. And the interesting thing about the end of season 2 going into potentially season 3, which I'm sure they're it for.
Yes, they are.
Is it's actually caught up with the comics. Like the
Mm.
and season 2
I mean,
end
I
at
don't know
the
because
same point.
I'm a Game of Thrones fan, and I don't know if that's going to work very good.
I don't know if it is either, but I don't know if that means that they're going to. But it seems like they have at least enough of a following. And Gerard Way is working on the show.
So,
Yeah.
So is George R. R. Martin.
I mean, Game of Thrones' big flaw was the
Also
fact that like
Gerard Way.
I think a lot of the concepts at the end of Game of Thrones were good, but you can't shoehorn all of those into 6 fucking episodes. Was
That's
the
why
main
I'm
issue with Game of
That's the
Thrones.
problem when the studio is in control.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
The problem
exactly.
with Game of Thrones was the fact that HBO was telling them what to do. All
Exactly. Like I would have fucking
really
loved
holding
like
that gun to their heads, at least for Umbrella Academy, because both seasons have performed so fucking well for them.
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy, definitely.
Big agree. Watch, but I want to talk about The Boys.
Oh yeah, I still haven't watched that.
I am so excited for The Boys. It's not even funny. I love the fact of them portraying superheroes as bad people. I absolutely love it. And I love.
I want you to know up until right now I had no idea what that shit was about.
Oh,
Really?
The Boys?
Yeah.
The Boys is pretty much about what if superheroes collected a paycheck.
Yeah, pretty
Is
much.
essentially
Well,
what
and they're
it boils
also
down to.
just like the superheroes are like most of them are like legitimate, just like bad people.
Well, yes, because it's greed that drives their powers. It's not
Capitalism is bad.
It's
Yeah.
capitalist.
What?
It's greed and
capitalistic superheroes. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I like the concept. It's so the comic was written by Garth Ennis, who I've read a bunch of different shit.
And
from.
Simon Pegg is in it, which is amazing. And he's
Is
all
he actually?
so Simon.
I didn't know
Pegg-
that.
You didn't know that?
Oh, I
So
love.
the main character in the comics, Huey, is one of
Lewis and the News.
is Huey, which they actually modeled after Simon Pegg in the comics.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
Oh, that's so cool.
In the TV show, because it didn't add up, because in the comics he's like a 25-year-old kid. Simon Pegg's obviously like 45, 50 years old. So they made him Huey's father in the TV show.
That's pretty cool.
That's actually really cool. That's a nice fun fact.
But yeah, like I've read a bunch of different, and one thing I have to say about Garth Ennis, is especially his style, is it's very extremely graphic. Like he has made some of the most like legitimately shocking books that I've ever read in my entire life.
He literally has a comic. What is that one comic? Dick?
Oh, you're
Big Dick or something
it's
like that.
Bigger Dicks, I
Bigger
think is what
Dicks.
it's called, or something like that. Big Dicks, I think. And then there's the sequel to that was Bigger Dicks.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, if you know what Crossed is, or
Yes.
The Crossed, like that is a comic line that I can't believe it's in print. Like,
Yeah.
like some of the shit some of the artwork is really
Yeah.
hard to read and digest sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
I consider myself to be not a very queasy person, especially when it comes to like graphic nature stuff and things like that.
Mhm.
But that was a series that like at points where I legitimately had to put it down and be like, wow, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
I love those books.
Me and my queasy ass.
Yeah.
Like,
I love the more gory and graphic the better.
I'm hoping, like, I know, I'm especially happy that they've done that though, because I feel like it opens up the medium to a lot of different stuff. Like, I know there's talks for, if you've ever read Saga, which is a fantastic comic series that I used to think was fucking garbage from one random issue that I read, and then I actually went through and read it all after I had
Yeah.
several people yell at me for not reading it.
That's all I feel like we consume a lot of media here.
Yes.
We don't watch anything until people yell at us to do so.
Pretty much. But the cool thing about it is that it just got picked up for a TV show. And Saga is, again, one of those things that, like, it's definitely got a very good story and everything like that, but there are very graphic and mature parts of Saga.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason why it's like that is the creator, Brian K. Vaughan, specifically made the book to not be able to be picked up by a TV show or movie, and now it's being a TV show. So I'm sure he's very upset about it.
I'm sure he's thrilled about that.
I'm sure they gave him a big enough check for him to be at least.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
But
yeah.
There's something else I wanted to talk about. I don't think there was another game that I wanted to talk about.
I mean, I haven't really played any games lately. I've been playing a lot of tabletop RPG things.
Escape from
like I'm in like a D&D campaign and a Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, you're playing Call of Cthulhu?
It's so fucking fun.
That would be fun to play.
Call of Cthulhu is a lot of fucking fun. I am a big fan. I have never played it before. Like I'm playing it for the first time right now with a friend who's like obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So good. I love it. I love everything about it. I like the rolling system, like having to like get under the number of your skill and shit. Like big fan.
Like I love Lovecraftian mythos.
Same.
Actually, it is also kind of hard.
Sam, did you see the new TV show? Did you see the new TV show based on? I think it's based on the Call of Cthulhu.
Really?
It's
I think I heard about this.
I think it's Amazon.
Yeah, I think I heard about it. But the game is fun because I love Lovecraftian shit.
Typing Cthulhu and the first thing that comes up is Cthulhu Smite.
It's Lovecraft Country.
Oh yeah, I did hear about this.
So I don't know.
Sounds...
Honestly, it says it's a drama, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I would expect nothing less.
Yes, a drama.
It's what's his face?
Oh, it's Jordan Peele?
I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he's an executive. The executive producers are Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams, so 50-50, it's probably going to be
My boys.
Get me in there. I'm ready.
Jordan Peele, hello.
I was gonna say, I mean,
it's a fun game. I think you guys like.
If on the title of anything, I'm going to.
Yeah, same. But I think you guys should like play Call of Cthulhu. It's a lot of fun. If I knew more about it, I would be like, oh, like.
If we ever play D&D again, Sam, we will.
Yeah.
I'd absolutely love to.
I love D&D. I'm like fully in. I'm playing a game and I'm like DMing a game, and it's a blast.
Oh.
I'm doing a homebrew thing, and let me tell you, that is fucking fun to be like, these rules are dumb. I'm not doing them. I'm doing these rules instead that I made up.
You know what I wanted to ask, Sam?
Huh?
Since the last time we saw you, have you watched any more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I knew that answer was coming, but I just had to ask.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard, but every time I start it, like I get like
so have you not even
one episode, or I get like halfway through the episode, and I'm like, it's so slow.
Have you not even finished part 3 yet?
No, it's so slow. I'm having such a hard time.
Where are you at in part 3? Like
literally just after fucking, I always forget his name. The guy with the fucking bird stand dies.
Yeah.
That's literally where I am, and I'm like an episode after that, and I'm so much less interested in it than I was in part 1 and 2. But
the Mirror Master.
I keep trying to go back to it, and it's just not happening.
Get shot in the head, stand back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I watched the Harley Quinn show instead.
You're still like only halfway.
Yeah, I was just saying that's like.
It's so that's the thing. I have no motivation.
Even the halfway point.
No, it's not. I'm not even halfway. And I look at Netflix, and Netflix is like, there's this many more episodes, and I'm like.
Because there's I think there's 50 total episodes.
I feel like the fact that I'm finding it so. The fact that I'm finding it so slow, and Netflix is like, you have 40 more episodes, I'm like.
It's still better than part 4.
I can't wait for part 4, for contrast. I just want to watch part 4.
Oh, that was weird. Your video cut out for a second.
Yeah, it's because my phone was telling me my battery's low.
Ah, okay.
I can't wait for part 4.
Yes, definitely try and chug through it, at least to get to part 4, because part 4, I feel like part 4 is slower, but it's more engaging in a way.
I can't wait for part 4.
Part 4, I love Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town.
I can't even get through part 4. I'm on like episode 3.
Yeah, That's how I feel about part 3. But yeah.
Other than that, I'm trying to think. Oh, I mean, I'm assuming neither of you have watched Close Enough, right?
No.
I won't watch close enough. So
Well, yeah, I think you'd actually kind of like it.
I don't like that. I tried to watch it. I don't like that animation.
Really? I love because it's J.G. Quintel who's the creator of Regular Show. Which
Yeah.
I personally
I didn't like
absolutely
Regular Show.
loved Regular Show. Regular Show is one of my
I
favorite.
did too. I really liked it.
As far as children's cartoons are concerned, like Regular Show is easily in my top 5.
What's your favorite like children's cartoon, excluding Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Fuck.
Like, obviously it's Avatar. So after that,
I'd probably say Regular Show, honestly. Like,
damn.
Like,
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
see, it's been so long since I've watched it. Like, I feel like I can't. Like,
I mean, it might be nostalgia. If anyone's
That's
gonna
the
come
thing,
and
like,
tell me
I
that
feel
that
like
show's
I can't-
problematic, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
betrayed.
I feel like I can't objectively think of those shows as some of my favorite. Like, yes, growing up they were some of my favorites, but I haven't watched those shows in years.
Yeah.
Like, I
That's
remember, like Kyle, like a couple years ago, he went through and rewatched all of Codename Kids Next Door,
Oh my god.
which, like, I would love to rewatch that. You would probably love to rewatch that because it's like watching Joseph talk all the time. But
But that's like right when I kind of like grew out of cartoons.
see, I don't think I'll ever grow up. Like, cartoons,
No, like I didn't grow like there's
especially
still,
modern cartoons.
I look at
like,
the animation.
I love cartoons.
yeah, like
So do
cartoons
I,
are
like,
cool.
I
Like,
still-
Animated movies, love them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Close Enough, very good. I know it already got greenlit for season 2, which I'm so fucking excited
Fuck
for,
yeah.
because J.G. Quintel is a human work of art and should be treasured and cherished as much. And I was so upset when Regular Show got canned from fucking network because it was such a huge goddamn mistake. But what
Yeah. Say lovey.
But yeah, I was gonna say, but Close Enough is close enough to Regular Show for me to be happy about it.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I have.
I think that's all my topics, at least personally.
Those are all my notes.
No, I think that's pretty much, yeah. I mean, we covered pretty much everything.
Sweet.
So yeah, stay tuned. I mean, the podcast will start up. We're going to be doing them weekly again. I mean, now, honestly, we have a lot of time. If you guys wanted to, we could do them more than weekly. I knew that you wouldn't like that, Sam.
No, it's not that I don't like doing it. It's just like releasing 2 a week is kind of like a lot. I mean, we could. I mean,
we are going to definitely be doing more stuff on social media and stuff like that. Instagram. We're going to start going through my personal collection, which is an absolute
nightmare.
I mean,
yeah.
I easily have probably 100,000 comics to go through. So
that's fun.
So stay tuned and just kind of keep an eye out. The fourth wall is gone, but not
physically.
Gone physically? Not gone.
Gone with the wind.
Yes.
Ooh, the store is gone, but like we are here.
We actually became the fourth wall. So
yeah.
There's a little bit of the fourth wall inside of us all.
Oh, we each took a piece of the wall.
Yeah.
But instead of the wall, it's just the wacky inflatable tube guy.
God. We did save him. He'll be back.
I was gonna say we
Oh, good. I was kind of worried about what happened with him.
He will be back.
Good. And Jake Gyllenhaal lives on, so.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support, and I mean, just keep paying attention. We're going to be giving you guys updates and new content weekly, so stay tuned. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.